start this video by first off saying, do not be fooled by this sunshine that is coming through the doors right now. It is so cold today. I have only just taken my coat off, and that was to film this video, and it's 12 p.m. I've literally had my coat on since I went out for a walk at 7 a.m. I even have my walking boots on. Also, I don't think, no I have, because I've done a stretch video which was for my clients, but if you're like general YouTube watcher, firstly, hi, hello, my name is Amy. I have a kitten that is going to probably make a lot of appearing during this video. I haven't spoken much out loud today. As soon as I do start speaking, he's like, oh, what's happening? Are there people? No, there's no people. There's just camera. He is the love of my life. This kid is my son. So he turns 4 months old. No, he just turned 4 months old. So he's still a little whippersnapper, and I feel like a very proud mother. Look, some of the time he annoys me because he's going through the terrible twos, but most of the time I cannot look away from him. Anyway, I'm not here to gush about my cat, although I could do that. I could make a whole video about that. I'm here to just sort of give a little life update. I think that us people that just do YouTube for a hobby, we often apologize for being away for a long period of time. And what tends to happen, or at least what I found has happened, is that when you do take quite a long break, or when you do post quite sporadically on this platform, it becomes easier to have long stretches of time away from it, and you say, I'll get back to it, I'll get back to it, and then you never do. Not that it's because you don't want to, it's just because sometimes it can be embarrassing to be like, remember me? I had to sort of delve into why I started making YouTube videos in the first place 9 years ago, and that was because I wanted it as a document for me. I wanted it as a weird little time capsule. Selfish as it sounds, I've always just done it for me. So this is me going back to that in a sense. I am going through a lot of stuff at the moment, and I think sometimes the best way I can help myself get through that stuff is to document it. That's why I'm here. I have no idea what this video is even going to be about. I literally just picked up my camera 5 minutes ago and thought, you know what, let's just talk. I did think yesterday about taking my camera with me. Basically, I went and got bloods taken this morning, and that's something I'll touch on in a minute. I wonder if you can see how static my hair is at the moment. Also, I think it's snowing outside, so cool. This is all over the place already, and I've only just started. Yes, I got bloods taken this morning, and if you're in the UK, especially if you're in the bodybuilding scene, you may be familiar with the Blood Lab. So they are a private medical clinic, I guess you would say. I could have gone and gotten blood taken from the NHS, but from what I can find, that's really, really difficult. That is the one thing I miss about Australia. While the healthcare in Australia wasn't great, I don't think was as bad as it seems to be over here, and I do believe that if I went through the NHS, I would have had to try and give lengthy explanations as to why I want the bloods taken, and then from that they may not even approve it. It would have just taken a long time. So instead I thought, I'm just gonna pay this ridiculous expense and see what I can find out. It was a lot of money, and I'm still feeling a bit flat about that, because well, I don't usually stress about money and finances so much this year, and it's only, what date are we on? It's the 21st, has just been an expensive year.
A few moments later.
I just spoke to my mum on the phone for like 10 minutes, and I completely lost my train of thought. So I'm gonna start from square one. Maybe this is a good thing. I probably went on rambling too much in the last clip. Now I can just get to the point of things. I had a blood test done this morning that cost 140 pounds, but I do think that it can be really worth it to go through private healthcare sometimes. And actually back in Australia, I had a private GP for a little while, and I've always done things on the most part privately because you get a bit more attention. I don't want to generalize here, but you get more time, you get more attention, there is less wait time. I see the benefit there. Basically what we're testing for is my hormonal health, which at this point I feel like I almost don't need a test for it because I know that it's in the gutters, but at least once I have some results back, I kind of know what I'm working with. I was just saying to my mom on the phone right now, I just feel a bit unhealthy in every sense of the word. And what's tough about that is obviously I'm a health and fitness professional. My livelihood, my career, my everything is as a health and fitness professional. I don't see myself as a bodybuilder. I don't see myself purely as a personal trainer or just a fitness professional. I see myself under the banner of health and fitness professional. And how can I do my job properly if I'm not taking care of myself and I'm not looking after myself? And I'm going through like a stage in my life at the moment, I guess, where I do have a little bit of extra free time. Me being me, I want to be busy all the time. I want to be doing this, that, and the other all the time. I had to sit back and I had to think, well, maybe there's a reason right now that the universe or whatever higher power you may believe in is giving me this free time. And I understand this is a little bit more woo-woo than some people sign up for, but it, you know, my next door neighbors are so loud. As humans, we need to give meaning to something. And so if me having spare time is equating to being able to put my health as a priority, maybe that's a good thing. I'm also currently doing my yoga teacher training to get more into the holistic sphere. I'm working a few days a week at a yoga studio, again, just to try and calm my nervous system down a little bit. I don't want to say I'm taking a step back from caffeine. I feel like there are two types of people in the world. For the most part, and this is why people get coaches, to be fair, you want to be accountable. So you come on a platform and you're like, I am gonna quit caffeine for the next 30 days, watch me do it. And the sheer act of just putting it out there online and talking about it means that you actually go and do it. And anytime you wanna go and you wanna cave, you think, no, I owe it to the people, I owe it to myself to go through with this. I'm not like that. Tell me I can't have caffeine and I want it even more. Tell me I can't have something I don't even like and I want it even more, which is problematic. So this isn't me coming on here saying, oh my God, I'm quitting caffeine, which, look, from a health perspective, it probably would do me a bit of good. It would reduce my anxiety. I had a decaf coffee this morning and I feel a lot less jittery. But I feel like there is, God, how do I not make this depressing? There is such a lack of goodness in my life right now that if me having my favorite coffee, because I don't have a good Nespresso machine back there, if me having that one a day, yes, may make me a little extra anxious, may make my heart go a little extra, but for those small moments, I feel like everything's gonna be okay. I'm gonna let that slide. I'm gonna let it slide, you know, because I can touch on the health side of things, the physical health side of things, which I will. I can't neglect that mentally I'm not in a good space either. And it's not really what you want at the start of a new year, and I think that that's what gets to me a little bit more. But what do you do? This is, I guess, my step in taking action. Also, I've tried to find a lot of videos on YouTube. I spend my life on YouTube of people speaking about what I'm going through or how I'm feeling, and there's basically nothing. So I thought, well, if I am making a video, I'm kind of making it for myself, but I can also make it for other people that might be experiencing the same thing. Without going into every single detail in the world, my life when it comes to health has been a little bit hectic, and because of that, it has heavily impacted my hormones. And I guess I'm gonna speak more so on the hormone basis on this video. My hair is so static right now, I really need to put it up. My journey hormonally is a little bit of a strange one because I suffered quite badly from anorexia. That first started when I was 8, and that got really, really bad when I was 12. So basically all of those important developmental years, I didn't really go through puberty or anything. But as I got to 15, 16, I had ultrasounds done and everything, and oh my God, someone attached themselves to my hair. And from what we could tell, everything was functioning normally, which is exactly what you want. Let me tell you, having your first ultrasound when you're not pregnant and you're still a virgin at 16 years old, weird experience. When I was 17, funnily enough, when I temporarily moved to the UK with my family, no, not with my family, to stay with my family here, I got my first period. And you know what, guys, this is graphic, but I don't care, I'm going into it, because I literally was just there. So I live in Sheffield in the UK, most of you probably know that. And we have a big shopping centre here called Meadow Hall, and in the Marks and Spencer's toilet of this Meadow Hall, I went to the toilet. Imagine me being 17. I've never had my period before. I'm not suspecting anything. I think it was the day after I had arrived, actually. I go to the toilet, as you do. I look down and bam, bam, Mother Nature had said hello. Me being me, I was ecstatic. I was so happy, but I also felt really sad because I was like, oh, I feel like my mum should be here for me to be going through this experience with, and she was back in Australia. It was really awkward to tell my grandma, I've just got to go to Boots to get sanitary pads because I just got my first period. So that was an interesting experience. I don't think it really came back after that. I don't remember having a second period. And then I just didn't have a period again for years. I can't remember if I really looked into it too much, because this is what I do. I put everything in the too hard pile and then I just neglect things. Also, I have a job where my energy and my priorities are always going to be people other than myself. Not a great thing, but it's the reality. I will always put the health and the needs of others before my own, and I think that that's quite a human trait, to be honest. I can be quite neglectful of my own health, and I think that there was so much going on in my life at that time. I was going through university, I was in a pretty serious relationship, I just wasn't thinking about it. I wasn't on any form of contraception, we were just being careful, but it wasn't until I must have been about 22 or 23, I saw an endocrinologist. I had a horrific experience with her. Of course, she said, I'll just go on the pill, but that's not the answer. That is not the answer. They've even found now, so they used to think that when you hadn't had a period for quite a while, it was a good idea to go on the pill because you lose bone mineral density when you don't have enough estrogen in your body. And that's why menopausal women are more prone to osteoporosis and things like that. So they thought that if they could put you on the contraceptive pill, that would help that. They've now found that that does absolutely nothing. So that has been refuted. Anyway, after I paid a lot of money to see this private endocrinologist, and she told me that, you know, to go on the pill, that was just a whole traumatic experience in and of itself. I gave up for a little while. It wasn't until I was in the UK again, so I had actually moved there this time. I can't even remember how it happened. I've been living in Brighton for about 10 months at that stage, I think, and my period miraculously came back out of nowhere. And I think that more so than anything, what that taught me is that my lack of period is very much down to psychological stress, because at the time, I think I was about the same weight as I am now. My training was about the same as it is now. I think I perhaps hold a little bit more muscle now than I used to, but things weren't too different. However, psychologically, I was in a really good stage of my life. I had very little anxiety, very little depression. My social connections were great. My work was going really well. So when those boxes were being ticked, it was quite natural for the body to then kick into gear. Then I moved to London and my stress levels went beyond control. So the last period I actually had was December 1st, I still remember the date, which is sad, 2018. We're now in 2023 and I've had about 5 periods in my whole life and I'm 27. It's not good, is it? It's not good. Again, I just brushed it under the rug. So here we are at the current day. I lost my period back when I had it. I had 4 in a row and I was like, this is a miracle. I've cured myself. Then I moved to London and my stress levels just got out of control. I dropped a little bit of weight. I wasn't in a good headspace. So it's quite expected that it went and it just sort of never came back. My cat is fascinated by something up there. Who knows what? I'm gonna grab him before it jumps into the TV. And I think, you know, since that stage, I've looked into it on and off again. I've spoken to countless doctors. I've had ultrasounds. Before I left Australia less than a year ago, I had an ultrasound. I had a probe stuck up me. They didn't even tell me they were going to stick this probe up me until she was there with the probe and the lube. Oh my God, that was traumatic. I've had all these done. I've had blood tests, but they always just say, oh wait, we don't know which phase. No, we don't know what stage of the phase you're at, so we can't really say anything. Okay, see ya. See you later. It's exhausting. It feels like my body doesn't trust me most of the time because, you know, not only am I going through that, I have IBS, which luckily seems to be dormant at the moment, and that's because I know what I have to avoid and what I can't do. So I have to avoid, you know, quite a lot of foods because of that, which is just management, I guess. Now I have sciatica all down my right side. It starts on my neck and my shoulder, which isn't your sciatic nerve, but it can all stem from one side of the body, and then it goes down, and that's really bad at the moment. I've had to take all hinge movements out of my workouts. I've had to really decrease the intensity, which again, I'm trying to do from a health perspective anyway, so it kind of worked. So I got that going on. I just feel like I'm falling to pieces. Mentally, I'm not in a great space, which is always going to be hard for me to speak about because I'm aware that this is on a public platform, but I'm also aware that it's my choice to put it on a public platform. I don't want to seem like everything is sunshine and roses when it's not. I moved to the other side of the world 10 months ago. I have a very, very small social circle and I feel lonely quite a lot of the time, but I feel lonely for people that have known me for a long time, because it's very easy for me now to just say to someone, oh hey, do you want to go for a walk? Or I could walk to my gym right now and just be there and just say hey to people, but that type of company isn't so much what I'm craving right now. I'm craving the company where you could just sit in the same room as someone, but you know each other so well, you don't even have to talk. I miss having people around that I don't have to explain myself to, that know my journey, that know my story, that know everything that happened. I miss that. Anyway, I have spoken at length about all of this stuff. I'm already having kind of a bad day, kind of a bad month, so I don't want to get myself even more upset than I need to be. So I'm gonna try and make this succinct. Me getting the blood test today and not having a caffeinated coffee this morning, as silly as that seems, was kind of taking the first step into sorting my shit out, for lack of a better word. And then at 2 o'clock today, I have a consult call with, I think you would call it like a holistic health practitioner. They do mostly acupuncture, but they also do a lot of like, it's kind of Eastern meets Western style medicine. We'll see how that goes. I'm going in with an open mind, and I'm basically ready to, okay, I think most of it has been holding back because I know it will be a financial burden. That's just the truth of the matter. But now I'm like, okay, I'm saving for a rainy day. Well, I'm not really saving at the moment, but I have savings for a rainy day. Maybe this is my rainy day. Make of that what you will. It's very metaphorical, isn't it? I am gonna wrap this video up here. I know that it seemed like a bit of nothing. I am very used to making vlogs where I'm filming my day and I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and hopefully if I have it within me, I can go back to doing that, because I do miss it and it does help during those lonely times, and I think it helps me explore more, it helps me try more things. I see it as a very, very good thing. I'm gonna leave this here because I don't want to get more upset than I need to. I just really wanted to take the first step in documenting this journey. I wish you could see this cat right now. He's playing with the tassels of my scarf. Tommy. Okay, no, actually he's got his little ball. They call ragdolls the dogs of the cat world, and they love to play fetch. He was playing fetch for an hour yesterday. It's quite incredible. Anyway, I'm gonna go play fetch with Tommy. If you are on a similar journey, reach out and we can cry together. Everyone loves a good cry. Yeah, this is just, everything is a bit of a shit show. It doesn't always have to be like this. I hope. I really bloody hope. I hope I can film a video in 6 months' time and not necessarily say, hey, my period's back, so I don't expect this to happen that quickly, but to say, I am gonna give that girl in the past a hug because I'm doing so much better now than I was then. That's all I can hope for. Hope and pray. Anyway, I'm gonna go play with this crazy kitty that's got his little, oh, you can see the radio times that he was standing on. He's got his little squishy ball. It's looking less icy out there, so better days ahead. Oh gosh, just don't look at my boiled egg head. See, look, he's left the little squishy ball. Can you see that? Woo. All right, that's entertainment for the next hour. Bye.